Hey everybody, welcome back. I am so excited to introduce today a new member of our Freedom Builders family, Miss Kara Karns. Welcome, Kara.
Hi, thank
Yay!
you.
So excited to have you. So Kara is a special guest. She is a powerhouse lady leader in the industry. And for those of you that don't know Kara, she has been in the industry for 24 years. But for 18 years, she's been with the Keller Williams franchise where I came from, which I loved. You were an owner, Kara, of three offices, which we call market centers. And then you took over two others during the downturn to be the operating principal there and kind of get those market centers up and going. So at one point you owned five Keller Williams offices. um, were they in the LA market?
Yes, in the
All in
LA
LA.
market. Yeah.
Yeah, you were.
Actually, I should take that back. Surrounding areas as well. I had three in the LA market and two in the Orange County market.
I love it. I love it. And so in the last 2 years, you have sold off those franchises. And
Yes.
I know we're going to get into your story, but you've been offered a multitude of roles and positions in many different brokerages. And you decided to come with us to eXp Realty, which we're so happy. So tell us about your journey. Take us back to being the owner of the market centers, and then how did you end up here? Why EXP? Why now?
So, YXP, right? Okay. So going back 24 years, I started with an independent with my parents, my family, who are all happen to be in real estate.
Yeah.
And then from there, I went to Remax for a couple of years, and then to Keller Williams, which was a brand new company in the LA area.
Mhm.
And while I was there selling real estate, and they had offered a team leader position to me at the time, and all I could think was, why would I want to be managing agents? And I got into the role, and it was something that I really loved. I loved being the leader of leaders as I saw it.
Right.
Um, and then from there, the opportunity to own offices came to me. And three of those opportunities were to start something grassroots. So started from the very beginning with owning. At one point, took over two others in the downturn of the market, helped them rebuild the offices and leadership. And then over the last couple years, as I was looking to sell my offices, my market centers, and figure out what else does Kara want to do with her life,
Yeah.
um, I started exploring other companies and other opportunities. And during that time, I met some other incredible leaders in the industry, people that I really respect. But at those different times, something just didn't quite feel right. I didn't know if I wanted to be locked back down into a leadership role in a
Mhm.
traditional company.
Right.
And EXP had come across my plate, if you will, a couple of different times. I spoke to different people. I said, no way, absolutely not. I'm not interested in hearing about it. And at that point, I really wasn't. And then someone gave me the opportunity to have a conversation with Glenn Sanford, and I did. And he really pointed out to me what taking some of these opportunities might look like. Would I get into something that was great for me for 5 years?
Mhm.
And then after 5 years, would I look around and say, this is great. I've built something for somebody else again.
Mhm.
Does that work for me? Does that work for my future?
Mhm.
And he really got me thinking. I hadn't really thought that far. He said, what would you do after that? I said, you know what? I'm not sure.
Yeah.
And he said, how does that serve you? So um, that made me really listen and think. And I started talking to people, and they told me to watch some videos and check people out. And I came across your video.
Yeah.
And I started watching you on YouTube and Instagram. And I said, huh, this is somebody I need to know. She's doing what I want to do. And I just felt like your views, your values, all of that were in alignment with me and who I am. So I reached out to you. And here we are today.
Yeah, and here we are. And yeah, and it's been so fun because we've gotten to know each other. We're talking all the time. We got to meet in San Diego. We went to our mastermind. So you've been,
Yes.
at that time you were still with, KW, because obviously we made your announcement today.
Right.
And so you got to see a little bit behind the curtain, which I was so happy about that we got that opportunity, because you were coming into this with just faith, right? You've met a lot of people. You met Glenn. You've talked to several people
Yeah.
just like me, but you were actually there to see our mastermind group in action. What was your takeaway from that? Seeing what Dan and Kyle put together, and we had like 200 agents. We,
Yeah.
raised $200,000 for defeating America.
Right.
What did you come away with after that?
Honestly, that was the first time in my career that I had been in a room full of people that were producing at such a high level,
Mm-hmm.
one that I hadn't seen before, or had that much collaboration.
Mm-hmm.
So I've had obviously very high producing agents in my offices, but in that room, I think at the bare minimum, those folks were selling at the very minimum 50 million a year.
Mm-hmm.
The average that I heard coming out of everybody's mouth was like, "Oh, we're over 200 million a year," things like that. And I heard that from most, and I just sat there going, oh, "Wow, how are you doing this?" I want to know how I can also build my team this way, and at the same time take all of this information and be able to mentor and teach the agents that I bring into my organization.
Yeah.
So it was really eye opening,
Mm-hmm.
and I really enjoyed how forthcoming everybody was with what they were doing and sharing everything.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's the thing, sometimes people will say, well, our firm shares, we share. And I said, absolutely. I shared when I was at Remax and KW. I
Yeah,
absolutely shared. What I didn't do was I didn't show up every single week as an accountability to pour into people. That I didn't do. I
right.
didn't I didn't have a weekly mastermind where I was delivering, uncovering, handing over so I could help my fellow competitor in my own brokerage beat me. Like here, I'm like, go beat me. It's awesome. Yeah, go sell more homes. But let's also be leaders at the company. Let's help other leaders, because we're all owners. And so that's my mentality is I get to be a Kara, and I don't have the investment that you did. Because I have to imagine you've spent millions of dollars owning brokerages.
Well, definitely a lot of money.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Right?
And that was it also for me. I always really loved the leadership side of it.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Always.
Yeah.
But the overhead that went along with owning the market centers and the legal aspect of it,
Mm-hmm.
and that part I believe starts to weigh heavy after a while, and in sometimes when the market does shift and change, you're back in there again. So yes, the idea of EXP and being able to have kind of this no brick and mortar idea,
Mm-hmm.
no salaries
Right.
idea, unless I want one with my team. It's a whole
Right.
different thing. But that was really appealing to me. And I also liked the idea of being able to build it how I want to build it and
Right.
with the people that I want to build it with.
Right.
That's
Right.
the most important thing.
Yeah, that has to be. I mean, that's such a visionary move to me for you. That's why I was so excited when she was like, "I really love what y'all are building, and I want to partner." I'm like, "Oh, I love having a visionary leader because you are that to step away from something. That's an ego, hit. Like, oh gosh, I'm walking away from this. I'm changing. A lot of people just are going to ride or die with the decision, and you're like, no, let's. I still have a lot of time in this game. Let's rebuild this my way. So
Absolutely.
yeah, I'm excited for you for that. So what is your, when you look back at some of the pain points when you were you deciding to sell the brokerages no matter where you were going? Were you just done in that? It sounds like you were done in that role. Okay.
Yeah, that was for me. I just felt like, I had an incredible run with Keller Williams. I had incredible mentors and teachers there. great leadership. But for me, it was just time to do something else. You
Mhm.
know, I'd reached that point in my life where I said, yeah, 18 years with a great company was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
And I needed to really look around. And I said to myself during that time, I said, I'm going to take 2 years to look around and decide what I want to do.
Yeah.
Well, within 6 months, I was like, what do I do with myself? And it was great because it gave me the opportunity to really go out and look at all of these other companies that we have in our market and really find out that that really isn't for me. You
Mhm.
know, I need to keep on my road with what I want to do and with what I want to create. And that's why when EXP kept popping up and I kept kind of shoving it back down and saying, no, 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 it kept coming back up again. And I said, you know what? I really need to look at this. And then again, when I met you, I said, oh, this all
Yeah.
makes sense.
We're gonna have
This is
fun.
where I'm
We're gonna
supposed
have
to
fun.
be.
I love that.
Yes, we
Well, we
are.
did. We connected very fast. So what are, like, in your mind, some of the pain points that you think this will solve for? Because you've been around agents and broker owners and,
Sure.
every giant in the business. What do you think it's going to solve from what you can see, knowing what your agents' pain points were, what the owners' pain points were, team leaders? What does it solve for them?
Well, I think that I'm able to bring to them, from what I've seen, not only the masterminds and the retreats that there are available, which I find had a ton of wonderful information and actually things that we didn't walk away from and just say, oh, that was great, and kind of put it away in my book, but
Yeah.
actually start doing it. I feel like the weekly masterminds, also the Zooms that you have available, as well as Kyle and Dan, that we have available for agents, I think are fantastic. I'm not here to recreate something
Right.
that's already being done
Right.
brilliantly, in my opinion. I'm here to bring this information to the agents that I know that are actually doing fantastic
Mhm.
or are struggling in some areas and need this camaraderie and this information from everybody else, and find out, how is that person selling 100 million a year? How
Right.
is that person handling a team of 10 versus a team of 50?
Right.
Um, how is that agent doing it on their own, if the agent wants to do it on their own? I want to be able to bring this to them, and I see that with everything that we have here and everything that you've created, and then what I'm creating locally as well with the women's masterminds that we're doing now monthly.
Mhm.
um, and then being able to bring the education and the meetings to the agents locally, I feel like I have a great opportunity to really help them continue to build their business and hit the trajectory that they're looking for.
Yeah, yeah, that would be my number one. Was I came into this to help my agents get a piece of the pie. I could never give them a slice of my team or stock or any of that. And I thought, gosh, I could, I built this business with them. Now we can build it together. And
Yeah.
it's the only model that I've seen that you can, work hard, but you're gaining financial freedom, just by doing it with your friends. Like, it's crazy to me. And yeah.
And that's a big piece of it. I mean, you actually, I forgot to say that because you hit it right there. It's the wealth building and creating multiple streams of income. So
Yeah.
when I came into this, that was the big why for me. I
Right.
looked around at my friends in the business and my colleagues in the business, and I said, okay, they're doing fantastic right now. We've had a really incredible market and a hot one.
Yeah.
But what happens in 10 years? What happens in, 20 or 5 even? What if you don't want to keep working just, and I don't want to say just in real estate, but
Sure.
in sales in real estate? What I've found over the years, and being in real estate for 24 years and then growing up in a family of realtors,
Mhm.
is that you have to have multiple streams of income. You
Right.
cannot just rely on one. And one of the things that I found at the last mastermind we were at in San Diego was being able to see that. I had people that I saw stand up there and say, not only do I have my real estate business, but
Mhm.
I've also created this other, stream of income and this syndication opportunity where we've brought agents together, which was really huge for me because I've thought, you know what, that's something I wanted to do 15 years ago.
Right.
And now someone's saying it and they're doing it. So there's so many different ways. And I think that's the most exciting part for me to bring that to my agents, my people,
Mhm.
and the mastermind that I've created as well. So
Yeah. Yeah, there's no barrier, there's no
yeah,
financial barrier anymore. Like a new agent, I have new agents that have, you know, teams of 100 under them, and they're financially free. They still get to work, but they don't have to. And that's my thing. Like I wanted to get to a place where I get to work.
right.
It's an exciting thing. So, well, I'm excited for you. So your vision is to rebuild your way in LA and surrounding areas. And now what's cool, Kara, is you don't have borders.
That's right.
You can
I can
build
go wherever
anywhere.
I want.
Yeah, yeah, because you had to recruit from LA and that was it,
Yes,
right? And,
yes,
and yeah, and people don't understand that sometimes, brokerages survive on bringing people in every single day, and you don't have to do this. This
right.
is something you get to do, which is so cool.
You.
Well, I am so excited. We're going to have some great events coming up. I know we're working on one in LA,
Yep.
a lady leader event. We have some amazing female leaders in our group. We have a lot of great male leaders too, but we're just starting to see these powerhouse women, and it's very exciting. So I am so excited to partner with you. Congratulations for, just taking the jump and the leap of faith. And I'm here to support you any way I can.
Thank you. I can't wait, Tina.
Awesome.
So,
Awesome. I'll see you soon.
thanks.
Bye.